This video is brought to you by Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist, my new book, which is a comprehensive guide to all aspects of music theory necessary for playing rock guitar. From blues to the cycle of fifths, from understanding and using modes to choosing the right notes for a melodic solo, from pentatonic scales to chord construction and keys. It's all covered in a clear and concise manner. With accompanying video demonstrations, jam tracks and tabs, you'll learn to use the knowledge you gain in accessible ways that make sense for less than the cost of a few guitar lessons. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. That is a solo that comes from a band that I think I rather misjudged. Blackstone Cherry. I remember seeing them, I think it was on one of the, it might have been Glastonbury, although I doubt it, but it was certainly on one of the big rock festivals that was, on TV a few years ago. And I remember the performance was in a tent, at like one of the kind of lesser stages at this festival, which is what makes me think it's Glastonbury, because I can't think there's too many others that have like separate stages in tents. But anyway, Blackstone Cherry, I saw them on TV, doing a set, and I thought, at first I thought, well, this isn't bad. And then as the set went on, it just sort of struck me as being a little bit too pop influenced, a little bit too, dare I say it, Def Leppard. No offence if they float your boat, but it struck me that it wasn't as hard hitting as a lot of people said that this band were. And songs like "Blame It on the Boom Boom," I remember that one. If I've got the title correct. And I just kind of, maybe not for me, and I didn't really take a lot of notice. But then a few people have been suggesting I do a solo from this band, so I had to listen to a bit more of their stuff. And that comes from a song called "Can't You See," which, it's got a real kind of hard-hitting southern rock thing about it, hasn't it? Which was a big surprise to me. And I don't know if it's a coincidence, but I also did it is a coincidence. I also did a southern rock solo a little while ago called "Can't You See," but that was an entirely different song by the Marshall Tucker Band. Anyway, I digress. I'm much more impressed with Blackstone Cherry than I was when I first saw them on that TV rock festival performance, whatever it was. And I'm going to start checking them out a little bit more. Anyway, you've heard the solo. Let's have a little bit of a look at what's going on in the solo.
Solo explanation.
Okay, let's begin, as always, by looking at what we're playing over. First thing to mention here is the tuning. Drop D, basically, so D, A, D, G, B, E. So standard tuning, but this string is tuned down a tone. It's worth also mentioning that the original recording is that tuning, but everything is an extra semitone lower, but I didn't bother going that far. We can divide the solo into two parts, really. The first part is played over two chords, an E5, which is just barring at the second fret on these four strings, and you can add your little finger on the fourth fret of the the third string, and then that goes down to a D5 chord, and we basically play a bar of each of those twice through. So and it's apparent when you start looking at the lead guitar parts, as we will in a second, that the tonality that he's playing to there is very much that E5 tonality. That's what he's kind of playing. Everything seems to be sort of E minor pentatonic related that he's playing there. We then move on to like the second part of the solo, where we play an F5 to a G5 to a B flat 5, and then finish on this staccato D5, like that. So let's take a look at the first part of the solo. The main feature here really is this kind of open string pedal tone thing that he's got going on, where we're basically playing pull-offs along the top E string from the 2nd, 3rd, 5th and 7th frets. So it's kind of got that E minor pentatonic kind of thing going on, and we start like this. And then we just play that all again. But we end it this time with a bend D to E up on the 10th fret of the 1st string, like that. Then we come up to our, kind of probably every guitarist's favourite scale pattern, E minor pentatonic at the 12th fret, like that. And I've just realised there's a bit of this lead part that I'm going to need to put this string back into standard tuning, so you'll have to bear with me when we get to that. But what we do here is we play this kind of lick. So just bending the G note here, and then G and E, 12th fret on the 3rd string, 14th fret on the B string. And then we do this kind of almost like an E Dorian kind of thing. Basically playing the 14th fret on the 2nd and 3rd strings, and the 12th fret on the 2nd and 3rd strings, with this kind of little syncopated kind of figure, like that. And then we come down out of that, and then the next part is where I need to just retune the string back into standard tuning, so just bear with me. That'll do, close enough for government work. Right, so what we do now is we're on to that F5 chord. So he goes into an F major pentatonic with this little lick. Just, again, basic pattern 1 pentatonic stuff. That. See, I needed that note there in standard tuning, so... I'll play it nice and slowly. Then as he goes up to the G5, he basically plays the same lick again, but in a G major pentatonic. It just ends it a little bit differently though. So we go... And as I say, he ends it differently by going... Settling nicely onto this D note here as we hit that staccato D5 to come out of the solo. So, nice little collection of licks there. Very effective use of these open string pedal tone pull-off kind of things. And, just a couple of different pentatonic scales with some sort of vaguely kind of flashy licks, that kind of thing. It's a sort of thing that you can throw into any solo and make it sound reasonably impressive by doing so. So there you go, now you know what's going on. Go away and have some fun with it. And as always, you'll find a full tab for the solo in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it, that explanation you've just seen there, and a backing track to play along with yourself. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description. $3 a month and you get access to all of this additional resources and content and goodies, basically, that go along with these YouTube videos. And I want to say a massive, massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that, or any of the other ways, all of which are linked downstairs in the description. That's pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful and informative and hopefully entertaining in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, regular as clockwork. We drink beer and talk about music and guitars and all manner of stuff. It's a great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.